Yo, what up guys, B5D here. This is not a Raid Shadow Legends video, but instead I'm about to unbox and review a brand new networking device, a new gadget I got for the office. So I just wanted to record and post it on this channel. I do have a tech channel where I post content like this, but that channel is not monetized and those videos go nowhere. So let me just try out this one just once. Bear with me. So let me review this and post on this gaming channel and see how it does. Experiment is all what it's all about. I bought this one from our local retailer right here in Nigeria, and it's for office purposes, supposed to boost our internet or boost our Wi-Fi signal to a longer range than what it currently is. So that's what's in the pack right now. It's from a known brand. You know, whenever I buy these network devices, you want to buy it from a known brand so you don't, you know, buy wrong or get into any issues. I think TP-Link, Cisco, there are many other network device giants but this one is from TP-Link, and I'll tell you about the reason why I bought it and the features it does and what it's going to do for my business. I think so. Whether it's for business or for home use, I've seen some home using this also, especially when you have a wide range of area you want to cover with your Wi-Fi signal, upstairs, downstairs, you know, those multiple story buildings. When you have the Wi-Fi in one spot, you want to boost it to a different spot. So that's the pack right here. It's called TP-Link Omada AC1200. There are different versions of these ones. There is one EAP 100. There are even higher versions than this. It's all about the features it has and how far it can go and how durable it is for outdoor and indoor wireless. So this one, yes, can also be used indoor, not just for outdoor. Let's see what's in the pack. Not even going to go into too much into the technical details. I just want to see how easy it will be to set up for a new user who doesn't have that network knowledge. Let's see how easy it will be to set up. Forgot to turn off my green screen. I'm seeing some green. And sec, filters, green off. There we go. Green is no longer transparent. Let's see what's in the pack first. So you got your normal manual, which you probably should take a look at. This is not the manual, this is the manual. Quick installation guide and a barcode you can scan to watch a YouTube video or is a TP-Link video that shows you how to set it up. They also describe it right here in detail. The EAP, the mounting brackets, power over Ethernet adapter, antennas. I heard it comes with two different types of antennas. This is not just for a 2 GHz network, it also supports 5 GHz network, which is also what I need for some appliances that need that. Some screws is included. Pole mounting strap is also nice. Waterproof rubber insert. If you're going to mount it outside, you definitely need that. It shows you option of how to install it step by step. If you're not confident of how to do it, you can always ask for a network engineer near you to get it done for you. But I'm going to definitely follow this guide or watch the video to get it done, because I've not installed this one before. It's easy to set it up and just put it on the table, but then to mount it on a pole or outside on a roof, you'll need somebody with that experience to get it done right so it doesn't fall off during heavy rains or something. And that's the device right here. It's pretty small. I thought it was going to be bigger than this. I really thought it was going to be bigger than this. That's nice. So that's the device. And this is the PoE. It does need power, but you don't have to run a separate power cable all the way to the top of the roof. This is where the power will come off and the power will go through the Ethernet cable to this device. That's why it's called power over Ethernet. Got some screws for the wall mounting. I will test it out and see. That's the power cable, 3-pin plug, AC adapter. That's pretty short though. Damn. So it has to be right next to the power source. A longer cable than this. So maybe you would have to install a separate power outlet for this, especially if you're mounting it close to a wall. So no Ethernet cable. Well, they already expect you to have like a 6 feet, 12 feet, 200 feet Ethernet cable that can run from here all the way to this device that you put on your roof or on a pole somewhere. So they expect you to already have that sorted out. Let me look for the antennas. Some zip ties to hold it down. I've seen some people even putting this on a tree, like to the branches of a tree. They use the zip ties and put it to the branch of a tree. I've seen it done at construction sites and places. More screws, I like that. I don't have to go hunting for screws. Here's the wall mount. Is it for this one? It is for this one. So that's the wall mount for this one. But before you slide it in, you will need to screw this into the wall first, or a tree, or a pole, however you want to do it, I guess. Is that all in the pack? Oh, there it is. Now in the description, it does say it's supposed to have 2 different type of antennas. 2 3 dBi 2 gigahertz antennas and a 4 dBi 5 gigahertz antennas. But this one is looking like it's just, maybe it's all included here. I can't tell, there's no description on it whether this is for the 5 gigahertz or the 2 gigahertz network, because whatever works. I think it's all good to go. This is the position it's supposed to be in, standing somewhere, not upside down, by the way. It's supposed to be facing up. I put this power to the side. That all? That's all. Nothing else in the pack. Alright, it's time to set it up, including the part where I have to go to the PC and do the first login and password, because the main reason, like I said, why I got this device is not just to boost your Wi-Fi signal. It also has user management page that I want to use, user authentication especially. I don't want every user that connects to this Wi-Fi or Ethernet internet network to always go directly to the source. So this is supposed to be providing some sort of user management using their modern software. So I want to see how that works also on the PC. So let me quickly power this up and be right back with the next steps. All right, after a while of checking through this installation guide and following the instructions, I came across some pitfalls that you might want to know about when installing this device for the first time. Well, the Omada software is required to be installed on PC if you want to set it up for the first time. I think they also have a mobile version which I've downloaded, so I'll try it all right now. But while installing this Omada TP-Link software that is available on their website, I can also find the website right here in the instruction manuals. Right, the website is right there if you read there. So I found out that even downloading the software for Windows still required a third-party Java runtime environment. This is going to be a little bit of a difficult one for most people who don't know how to get all this installation done, because even from the downloads you see it's starting from other operating system. It doesn't give you a straight up Windows installation. It's kind of suggests Linux, which most people might go and download these ones, but you find the Windows 64-bit one right there at the end. So take note of that. You will need this Java runtime environment before you can have this Omada TP-Link software successfully installed and running on your system, because it does have a entire database of what MongoDB that it started, and finally it can now launch. And when it launched, it started up with this browser page now, which also showed not secure. It's saying it's HTTP instead of HTTPS, and even if it's HTTPS right there, it's not secure. So that's the page where all setup can be done. Now, if you don't want to go through all that process of getting that your setup page where you can set up this, you can also download the Omada software from the Google Play Store. I did, and you can see it's working the same. Your mobile device will have to be connected to the same internet source where this TP-Link is getting its internet source from. So I'm ready with my TP-Link internet source, so I'm going to connect both of them right here. I have my LAN cables available, so I just wanted to get it all ready before I start recording again, because it did take a while to get that work. All right, so it says login. I don't have an account though. Log into the TP-Link ID to access your cloud device. All right, let's see whether I'll use PC to set it up or mobile first. Let's see. I'll try PC first because that's where I'll prefer. It will have more features on PC than the mobile app, I think. All right, so real quick, to open this front casing to insert your cable, it did seem a little bit strange, but it showed in the manual that you just have to slide in this top part. Maybe not to cover it up. So you just slide it out, and that's how you can insert your LAN cable. It doesn't fall off. They have a little string here holding it in place. But make sure any Ethernet cable you use here has the clip. You can see my Ethernet cable right here does not have the clip. This Ethernet cable will fall off when you finally install it in the pole. So I will need to, cut off this head and crimp another clip right here that has this clip not broken. This one is already broken, so this is not going to be the best. So thinking I'll use something like this. This one is shielded and it does have the clip, as you can see right there. See, this one still has the clip. It's very important to use a cable with the clip for this one. You also need to put some waterproofing, so even after installing the cable, just to make sure it doesn't fall off when it's mounted on the pole, I will need to add some insulation right here, some padding, whatever I can do to hold this cable in place, right? I can't just leave it like this and close it. I'll have to put some padding right here, make it more waterproofing, and more cushion right here to push this cable in place so it doesn't slide out. That's gonna be a difficult one to achieve because you have to climb all the way to the roof and bring it down to just slide in this cable back. So make sure you pad this in before you put it up there. Right, that's just this little thing I saw about this first one. All right, with that in place and ready to go, the power cable, before I plug it though, this is my LAN. It says right there LAN, so that's where I'm plugging my internet source. And then this is the power that goes to this one goes to this device. I hope I'm correct. So the Ethernet source is here. This is the LAN. This TP-Link themselves doesn't have a DHCP server inbuilt. You will need to have a DHCP server on your network, which is coming from here with the internet source already giving it DHCP addressing. So you will take note of that when you're installing. Don't think it will automatically assign IP addresses. That's why your system and your phone need to be on the same Ethernet port as it is before you can make the installation work. With that in place, let me plug in the power cable right now and see when it comes on with all the lights and stuff. Like I said, the cable is very short, so I can't really go far with this one. I have to bring up a power source to the table. Is it on? No sign of power. Hold on, let me see if it's powered on. Alright, finally I got some juice and I can see a little green light right there. Sorry, I can't drag it further. That's as long as the cable, the power source goes right here. But you can see the little green lights shining right there. So we have power, we have our cables plugged in. Like I said, I need to recrimp this cable so it doesn't always fall off. Now let me see if I'll see the network on this Omada controller software. Administrator details and all that. Let me quickly set this up. Alright, that first step has been done. I had to go over to the TP-Link website to create a ID, of course with internet access. It gave me access to their cloud-based Omada TP-Link cloud-based systems, and I'm not sure what I can do with this yet, but I'm sure bigger enterprises will need this, especially if you have multiple areas where you install this device for easy access and control. Now I have access to it. Let me go ahead and see the rest of the setup. Configure new setup. I don't have a backup to restore. So controller name, region, area, UTC +1. I just want to get it up and running so I can set up users and access. Firmware updates. Next. Site name. I don't know how necessary all this is, but okay. This is not what I want to set up. So, West Africa. Easy manage smart L2, L3. I don't know how easy it will be. Device account. Do I have a username for this device? One sec. Alright, after all that setup on this Omada controller page, logging in back, and I see access to now the dashboard of the location I just set up, which I called office. I went to devices and now I can find the name of this my Wi-Fi device that I just installed right here. That's the MAC address, and currently status is showing pending. I clicked on pending and it says adopt. So with this device can now be added to this Omada controller software that I just installed. Yes, so it's all installed now. Hopefully this will give me access to fully use it now to configure. So I need to still find out more things about it, but I just wanted to show the steps. It's now connected and it's being used as the default software. It's kind of hot though. Little light on this part. I didn't see this one. All right, more research. One more second, and next thing I want to find out is the hotspot settings. How to begin to set user management and all that, filtering and limited access and all that. Be right back. More research. All right, another update. I found what I was looking for right down here in the hotspot section. After setting it up and adopting this device, I went over to the hotspot section. We popped out this page for vouchers. From vouchers, you have the option of creating a new voucher group. I created one for 30 days. You can create a voucher for 10 days and all that. You can also set the number of vouchers you want to create. This allows you to issue those vouchers to your users either for 1 day, one-time use or even for an entire 30-day voucher. So you don't have to always give them the entire Wi-Fi password, right? So this creates this type of vouchers that you can either print or hand out to anybody who wants to connect. This is a 30-day one. I also create one for 10 days and it doesn't expire until they log in for the first time. That's when it starts counting. You have full access to control the setup for the voucher right there, but I created one for 30 days. I'm going to test it on the Wi-Fi and see if it works successfully. But I can see now that this works for the main purpose I got it for, making the Wi-Fi go really far than it currently is, to like boost the signal to a longer range, and also, you know, user management, which is going to be much easier than always giving usernames and password to users, right? All right, the moment of truth for me to try it out and see if it actually works. Let me see the Wi-Fi name. I called it NG Buzz Wi-Fi. That's the name. I don't know if you can even see my phone. I'll try out one voucher right here. It's asking for the password. I don't know if the voucher will work straight up. I thought it's supposed to take me to a capture page. Let me try a voucher. 582252. Nah, that's not where it's supposed to work. I'll be right back. All right, again, I found what I was looking for after a little bit of research. It's under network tools, under settings. After setting up that Wi-Fi voucher that I did to make it as the default authentication measure, I had to go to settings and go to portal, and portal brought up this page where I could set up the Wi-Fi as voucher as the default login. I don't mind logging in as a voucher even as the user, but I didn't set it for local user or any other way. See, you can use simple passwords, no authentication, or other means, but I'm setting the hotspot. All right, after taking a break, I'm back to conclude that this setup is finally done. By logging back into this Omada control panel on the SDN network, I have access to this hotspot settings, which allowed me to create the vouchers I need. I've already showed you. I even printed it out right there. So I tested one of the voucher and it finally worked on the phone, but I had to go back to the settings and turn off from settings WLAN right there. Turn off authentication on the wireless access points. So you see security is none. Instead of using web or other means of security, you can see security is none. Why did I set security to none? Because I'm using security as, let me go back to the hotspot. I have to go to settings again, settings portal. I created a captive portal which can allow users enter and access these codes. So if you have the security turned on, you can't have access to this portal, or you have to enter double security. So I had to turn that off. So you can see right here, controller is required. Wi-Fi, this SSID is the only one set to use this hotspot. If I connect through LAN or other means, it's not going to ask me for hotspot. So I'm using voucher. You can see voucher is turned on and it's using a URL, and this is how it looks. I put in my number there. It's hidden behind this right there. So that's the captive portal for anybody who wants to access it, right? And yeah, it's working. I've tried it on my phone now. It's logged in. Unfortunately, I've even checked online. I can't access the captive portal to log out a user, or I can log out on my own. And if I go back to this access point, you can see one user is currently logged in, which is currently my phone. So search on Google, I can see some search now. It's working through this access point. So, and a second user tries to access, or let's say I use my PC to access the same website. Let me see. It's supposed to look something like this. That's what I expect to pop up on PC. Mobile looks something like this, because I think this software has to be open for authentication to happen, I think. Or maybe because now I'm no longer on the internet. This PC is the one that is supposed to control the access point. Is currently showing disconnected. I guess that's why, because I disconnected from the internet. That's why I can't authenticate users right now. So it has to be online. The software, specifically this software, has to be online, connected to the internet for authentication to happen. I wish it could do that locally without needing to be on the internet, but I'll see if it's possible. Let me get back to the internet, and I think I'll call it a day. Let me add one more information before I end this video. It's been a long one. It took literally all day. And this is the device in question. You can see on Amazon it's 69 to 70 bucks, and I bought it from our local retailer here in Nigeria, which I'll put a link in the description below. AC1200 on Konga. It's also available on Jumia for 145, 150k thereabout. All right, if you have any questions, I hope I can answer them if you asked. But yeah, I'm just installing it for the first time, so I know this is the main thing I wanted to set up, the hotspot. Now you don't need all that hotspot settings. You probably just need to set it up for internet with this wireless access point, and this is the only real settings a normal user might need. Make sure you turn on your security, put in a password you can remember, and that's about it. But I turned off this access point settings so I can use the hotspot settings and have a portal that users can use to authenticate themselves with the use of a code that I printed. Multiple codes valid for different use times and all that. So all right, that's all. Hope you enjoyed this one. I'll see you guys in the next one. Later, guys.